have you ever just stopped and wondered how all of this life is even possible? I mean, how do you get from simple non-living chemicals to something as complex as a forest or even just a single cell? Well, that's what we're diving into today, the fundamental chemistry that literally builds our world.
So, let's kick things off with a little puzzle. Maybe you've tried this before. You take a penny and you start adding drops of water, and you keep adding and adding, and somehow the water just holds. It forms this incredible, shimmering dome that seems to totally defy gravity. What in the world is going on there?
Well, it's not magic, it's chemistry. That amazing dome is held together by an invisible force called surface tension. And this is just one of water's many, and I mean many, superpowers. These unique properties that are so essential life as we know it just flat out couldn't exist without them. Okay, so where do these incredible superpowers come from? It all boils down to the water molecules, super simple, kind of bent shape. Seriously, this one little detail is what sets the entire stage for the chemistry of life. This slide really gets to the heart of it all. It all starts with something called polarity. See, in a water molecule, the oxygen atom is a little greedy. It pulls the electrons closer to it, which gives it a slight negative charge, and that leaves the two hydrogen atoms with a slight positive charge. So you've got a positive end and a negative end, kind of like a tiny magnet. And what do magnets do? They stick together. The positive end of one water molecule is attracted to the negative end of another. That special little attraction is called a hydrogen bond. And trust me, this one simple bond is the secret to almost everything. And here are the amazing results of those little hydrogen bonds. First up, cohesion. That's just water molecules sticking to each other. Hey, that's the surface tension from our penny experiment. Then there's adhesion, which is water sticking to other stuff. It's how plants can pull water all the way up their stems, right against gravity. Water also has a high specific heat, which means it's really good at resisting temperature changes. This is huge for keeping our oceans and our own bodies stable. And finally, it's an amazing solvent, the universal solvent, dissolving all the nutrients our cells need to survive. It all comes back to that simple little bond. All right, so if water sets the stage for life, what are the actors made of? That brings us to the star of the show, carbon. You can think of carbon as the ultimate biological Lego brick. It's what we're all built from. So what's so special about carbon? It's all in its atomic structure. Carbon has 4 electrons in its outer shell. Think of them as 4 hands or 4 docking spots. This means it can form 4 strong, stable bonds with other atoms at the same time. This lets it build an incredible variety of long chains, branches, and rings. Basically, it's the perfect backbone for building all the big, complex molecules that life depends on. And those big, complex molecules built around a carbon skeleton, we call them biomolecules. These are the absolute masterworks of carbon chemistry, and they come in 4 main families. Now, the basic idea here is incredibly simple, just like with those Legos. Life takes small, repeating building blocks, we call them monomers, and links them together into these long chains called polymers. It's really that straightforward. That's how you build everything from a simple sugar to your own DNA. And get this, there are really only 2 basic reactions you need to know that run almost all of biology. To build a polymer, you link 2 monomers together by removing a water molecule. That's called dehydration synthesis. To break a polymer down, you just do the opposite. You add a water molecule to break the bond. That's hydrolysis. Build up, break down. Simple as that.
Okay, family number 1, carbohydrates. You know them as sugars and starches. They're all built from simple sugar monomers called monosaccharides. And their main gig? Providing fast, easy-to-access energy for our cells. Carbs are the quick-burn fuel for life.
Next up, we've got the lipids. That's your fats, oils, and waxes. Their building blocks are fatty acids, and they have one really important property. They don't mix with water. Think about oil and vinegar in salad dressing. This is absolutely critical for their main jobs, storing energy for the long haul, and, most importantly, forming the waterproof barriers, the cell membranes, that surround every single cell in your body. Now for the undisputed workhorses of the cell, proteins. Proteins are built from monomers called amino acids, and they do, well, just about everything. They're the enzymes that speed up chemical reactions, they provide structure like your hair and nails, they transport materials. They are truly the little molecular machines that make a cell run. And last but certainly not least, we have the nucleic acids, DNA and RNA. Their monomer is called a nucleotide, and their function is maybe the most profound of all. They are the information molecules. They store and transmit the genetic blueprint for life itself. Every single thing your body does is all coded right there in the sequence of these molecules. They are the master plan. So, we've got water setting the stage, and these four amazing biomolecules as the actors. But what directs the play? What's the fundamental rule that governs all of this? It all comes down to one core concept, a theme that ties all of biology together.
And that rule is this. In biology, shape is everything. The specific three-dimensional structure of a molecule is what determines its job. You change the shape, you change the function. It's that direct. And here is a perfect example. Saturated fats, like you find in butter, have these straight, linear tails. This lets them pack together really tightly, which is why they're solid at room temperature. But unsaturated fats, like olive oil, have a double bond that creates a kink or a bend in their tail. Because of that kink, they can't pack together tightly, so they stay a liquid. Think about that. Butter versus oil. A massive difference in properties, all because of one little bend in the molecule's shape.
Nowhere is this shape is everything rule more obvious than with proteins. A protein's job depends entirely on its incredibly complex 3D shape, which it builds up in 4 levels. It starts with the primary structure. That's just the simple, linear sequence of amino acids, like beads on a string. Then, that string starts to twist and fold into local secondary shapes. After that, the whole thing folds up into its final, intricate, tertiary 3D shape. And sometimes, multiple folded chains will even come together to form a final quaternary structure. Each level builds on the last, all driven by basic chemistry.
So what's the big deal? Well, here it is. This shows what happens when you have a mutation that swaps out just one single amino acid in that primary sequence. Because the new one has different chemical properties, that tiny change can cause the entire protein to fold into the wrong shape. And if the shape is wrong, the protein can't do its job. It's completely broken. It's like having a single typo in a blueprint that causes the whole engine to seize up. It's proof that shape is everything.
So when you look at the absolutely mind-boggling diversity of life on this planet, just remember where it comes from. It all emerges from a pretty simple toolkit: water, carbon, 4 types of molecules, and one elegant rule that governs it all: structure determines function. From these very simple rules, incredible complexity is born. So what does that tell us about where complexity really comes from? Something to think about.